Hello, it's your girl Tiffany, Madam Luscious Black Beauty, your poetic psychic Pisces, High Priestess, aka the light that shines like a diamond, also known as your modern day nun, one whom isn't within a coven, a convent, or a covenant. I do thank you all for listening and for watching on tonight. If you would be so kind to please like, share, and subscribe, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. This is going to be a general reading for the overall collective of any zodiac sign, so please take the messages that apply, leave the ones that do not. Remember that this reading may apply to your past, your present, or your future, as well as it may be pertaining to you or any and everyone in between that you may or may not know. With that being said, guys, let's get started. It's 5:55 on the dot. On the clock, guys. So some major shifts, some major changes are happening in somebody's life. Okay, let's go through your overall messages. I hope y'all are doing well and feeling well. Let's get started. First message you have here is hidden birth in childhood. Release the past. So on this release the past, either something is going to be released about your past that has to do with something pertaining to a hidden birth in your childhood or something like that, or this could be spirit telling you to release possibly childhood traumas or things like that that you've gone through. We're going to see though. Okay, we have evildoers in disguise. Hold on just a minute, guys. We're missing one of y'all. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we have hidden birth in childhood, release the past, backstabbers trying to cover up what they did to you, evildoers in disguise, human traffickers, and left out in the cold. Okay? So guys, look. There's something that is hidden about your birth, okay? There's a lot that's hidden about your childhood as well, Spirit is saying, okay? There could be something that gets released, some type of information that has been hidden from you, could be coming to you pertaining to your past as it relates to this hidden birth in your childhood, okay? People who have stabbed you in your back from the moment you were born into your adulthood. If you are listening to this now, I'm obviously not speaking to a child, I'm speaking to an adult here, okay? These people they're scattering, okay? These backstabbers, they're trying to cover up what they did to you, okay? Because what they've done in the past is going to be released here, okay? The secrets about your hidden birth, about your childhood is coming out. So they're trying to cover up, they're trying to hide what they did to you. Spirit is saying that they're evildoers in disguise here, okay? Something pertaining to the past has something to do with human traffickers, okay? Somebody was trafficked. How you ended up being a product of human trafficking, it ties into your hidden birth and in the trauma, the childhood trauma that you endured when you were a child, okay? But at the end of the day, you were left out in the cold, okay? So the people who have stabbed you in the back, who partook in this, they're trying to cover this up, okay? They're trying to hide what they did to you. They never wanted you to find this out. They never wanted you to know this. They never wanted you to be awakened. They thought that you would be brainwashed and dumbed down and under mind control your entire life. And they never wanted you to know just how evil, wicked, sinister, demonic, satanic, Masonic, or whatever that they are, okay? But this information is being released. It's coming to you. Perhaps you have prayed, you've manifested, you've hoped, you've wished, you've dreamt for the truth as it relates to your birth, as it relates to your childhood, as it relates to, you could have asked for truth and clarity just pertaining to your life, pertaining to your childhood, pertaining to your parents, pertaining to your family, especially if you had these eerie feelings about people that you grew up around and you didn't feel like, you felt like something wasn't right here, okay? This could be some type of truth or clarity coming to you, okay? So to clarify hidden birth in childhood, we have here the Tower, okay? So there was definitely something traumatic, okay, that happened in your childhood. Definitely chaos, okay? There was a tragedy that occurred in your childhood, okay? sometime between your infancy, I feel like there were several different things that took place, okay? But there was something that happened between your infancy, between the time you were born and the time you were a toddler. And there could have been other things that took place um, between the time you were a toddler and the time you were school aged, okay? There were several different things that you endured, okay? There were things that were hidden about your birth. There were things that was hidden about your childhood, growing up as well. There could have also, with this, I feel like there could have been, if you don't remember these things, or you only remember bits and pieces of things, something could have been done to, like, you could have been given something, like there's drugs that, like, literally make people have amnesia, make people forget traumatic things that they have been through, which it's still in your mind, it's just deep down in your subconscious, okay? But we know that the Tower talks about problems of any kind, okay? But it's a sudden upheaval, it's a shakeup of things, it's chaos, it's tragedies, it's disruptions, deceptions, destructions. It could even tie into harm, illnesses, murders, lies, injuries, deaths, or near death experience with this, okay? But there was just a lot of things that was hidden about your birth and your childhood, and there were some tower moments that you experienced, like some really traumatic moments that you experienced in your childhood, okay? To clarify, release the past, we have here, this is my cold-blooded killer death card here. Somebody tried to kill you, or either thought that they killed you when you were a child, okay? Somebody is a cold-blooded killer. Whoever this person is that thought that they killed you or tried to kill you, this person has bodies, okay? They have killed before, okay? There's something very dark and sinister and evil, wicked, sinister, sneaky about this person, okay? Something was a part of a setup. Like I said, this person either purposely tried to kill you, or did something and thought they accidentally killed you, or something here. But whoever this person is, in reference to this past, somebody is a cold-blooded killer here, okay? To clarify, the backstabbers trying to cover up what they did to you, we have the pizza card here, okay? And as you can see, you see the two wolves here, you see the pizza slice here. If you're in the know and you know, then you know what the pizza mean, okay? But you also see the snake here that's wrapped around the hands of the, and it's interesting, when I bought these, that I actually bought these stickers like this when I began to make these cards here, and it was very interesting to me that someone had created a card like this, okay? Which lets me know that whoever created a sticker like this, which lets me know whoever created this sticker is in the know of what really goes on behind the scenes, behind closed doors, okay? But this is my child sex ring card. This is my human trafficking card here, okay? This talks about satanic ritual abuse, okay? Satanic panic, okay? Sex slavery, underground sex trade, kidnappings, child abuse, prostitution, shipping operations, kidnappings, abductions, children in cages, porn. I mean, it speaks to a lot of different things here, okay? One or more of these things you endured in your childhood, okay? And there were people whoever you were born to, whoever was responsible for you, whoever you ended up with, knew that these things occurred, allowed these things to happen to you. And for those, like I said before, for those of you who don't remember this, there was something that was done. You were put under, either under mind control, or you were given some type of substance or drug or something to shatter the mind, to make you forget, to create an altar or something, or what have you here, okay? But somebody endured human trafficking. Somebody also could have been sold as a child as well, okay? But this is what these backstabbers are trying to cover up as it relates to what they did to you here, okay? To clarify evildoers in disguise, we have here time is money here, okay? So this is my money hungry gold digger card here. It says if it don't make money, it don't make sense. Time is money, so stop wasting it, okay? It also speaks to greed and bribes here. So these evildoers in disguise, these are cats that's got a lot of money and they all about money, okay? I feel like whoever these persons are could have paid a lot of money for you. They paid somebody a lot of money for you. Somebody did, or either they received a lot of money for you. Okay? To clarify human traffickers, we have here the devil. Okay? Spirit is saying the evil is as evil does here, okay? This devil card talks about everything that's evil, wicked, sinister, demonic, okay? This ties into wicked cults, witch covens, devil worship, bad habits, addictions, desires, temptations, toxicities, addictive patterns of behavior, witches, warlocks, the dark arts, satanic powers that be, elites, voodoo, black magic, secret society, sellouts, okay? People playing with demons. So very evil, wicked people who are chained to the devil were responsible for trafficking you, okay? To clarify left out in the cold, we have here, this is my abandonment card here. This says body found on the beach, okay? I feel like wherever you were, somebody thought that they killed you. Not only did somebody either like I said, either somebody tried to kill you or somebody injured you very severely that they thought that they killed you, but then they abandoned you, okay? They abandoned you in water, either in water or near water, okay? This was either, it was a big body of water, so this is either ocean, river, or something like that, big body of water. But this says a dead body found on the beach. This is my dead body found on the beach card here. So the fact of the matter is, okay, this is sitting here with the left out in the cold card here. You were abandoned in an open area outside, either in water or near water, okay? Somebody could have found you. You didn't die, or you did die and you came back. You were found though, okay? Yeah. This card also says, yeah, large body of water, abandoned, missing in paradise, foul play, murder set up, deadly waves, sacrifice, left to suffer, okay? And it's interesting because down here I have the Walking Dead here, okay? Whoever you are, you're supposed to be dead, but you're not. Somebody thought that they killed you, but you didn't die, or if you did die, you came back. You may not have died. You may have been knocked unconscious or something like that, and somebody thought you were dead, and they discarded you in water, which should have, if you were in water, should have surely killed you. If you wasn't dead before hitting the water, you would have surely drowned. So some of you definitely probably has some type of trauma in your childhood. You may not now as adults. Some of you may not. You may have had some type of trauma with water, okay? If you're like aquaphobic or anything like that or whatever, if large bodies of water trigger you in some type of way, or what have you, it just depends. Possibly you could have felt like that as a child. This could have been highly triggerable for you, but you know, as we go into our adulthood, we do other things like I myself, there's a lot of things that most people are like taught growing up by whoever you raised up around, I taught myself how to swim. And it's interesting because everybody else around me could swim. I was never taught stuff like that. It was like I was never taught anything by the people that I came up around. It was like they didn't want me to know anything. And it's really quite amazing because even things that I'm really good at, I have no formal training. It's like I either just automatically know how to do it, or because I'm a visionary, I can like literally see it done once or twice and then I can master it. I can do it all of a sudden, or somehow the Most High just give me the ability to do it. Like I was never taught like simple things like how to swim, how to drive, like, you know what I'm saying? Certain things like that, that people who love you or care about you teach you these things at some point in time as you growing up, getting older. I was never taught those things, so I had to teach myself. So you could be like that. You could when you were younger. Some people, some adults still have, you know, different phobias. People of all ages have phobias. Um, I know I did when I was younger, but I taught myself how to swim, so I don't have a phobia of water. Um, I did have traumatic experience with flying as well. I'm not afraid of heights. I'm actually not afraid to fly. I just don't like to fly because I was actually trafficked when I was a child on a plane by myself at a very, very young age, like 6 years old, like, you know what I'm saying? And probably other times as well. But specifically, I remember, it was horrific. I didn't like it was horrific. I didn't like it. So like even to this day, if I get on the plane, and it's interesting because even to this day, when if I get on the plane, I have to like dope myself up to get on a plane. I don't ride on planes for a very long time. Like I have to get where I'm going within an hour or two, or I'm not taking that flight. I'm not gonna be on a plane that long. Like I wouldn't put my trust in the plane nor the pilot. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen, or anybody else is on that flight, because anything can happen on a plane, and you're like thousands and thousands of feet in the damn air. I just don't trust planes. It's not a fear thing, but I still to this day like gotta like take a Benadryl or something so I can go to sleep. And by the time I wake up, I'm at where I need to be. And it's interesting because I feel like that was something that was done to me when I was a child and put on a plane. Like I was really young, and um, yeah. It's how younger people are trafficked a lot of time, especially on planes. And a lot of times they may be given something to dope them up, to knock them out. So they're quiet, so they're not a problem, or what have you. And so they're trafficked wherever. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's very interesting that I actually still have that habit, but I don't care for plays like that. But anyway, I said all that to say that some of you may have phobias in certain areas, and if you have phobias, or even if you used to have a phobia and you don't have the phobia anymore, the reason why I bring it up is because sometimes phobias can either stem from a past life, or a phobia can stem from childhood trauma that you endured in this life. Like, for instance, a lot of people who like glutton, who overeat, um, in a past life, they had some type of experience where there wasn't enough food, where either they just were poor or lacking food, or they had food and they were deprived of food, like somebody deprived them of food, like they were put in some type of position where they had very little food. So in this lifetime, they overeat or excessively eat. I know people who you know what I'm saying, eat because they love food. They think they're eating because they're hungry. They think they're eating because something smells good or look good or tastes good, or they think that they want it, or they feel like they just have a big appetite. Most people who do some things like that, the simple like that, like say eating, have no idea that things that they do in excess, it stems from past lifetimes. Okay, just like people who may have phobia, say claustrophobia. Okay, small areas and different things. 9 times out of 10, if nothing traumatic happened in your childhood, 9 times out of 10 it stems from a past life. You were somewhere where you were held in a confined space, and it was overwhelming for you, it was traumatic for you, and so you have that. So in a past life, you could have like been, it could have been a situation where you were imprisoned, and this could be several past lives, not even just the most recent past life ago. It could have been several times over a past life. You could have been imprisoned, you could have been institutionalized, you could have been held captive or hostage somewhere, but you could have gotten stuck somewhere for a very long time. I mean, it could be something as simple as, hey, somebody who in a past life fell down in a hole or a cave or something and ended up being stuck. And so in this lifetime, you may not remember that, but you have a phobia. You're claustrophobic. You have no idea why you're claustrophobic, but you don't like small spaces. You don't like being overcrowded. And you feel like that's just something from this lifetime. 9 times out of 10, it stems from a past lifetime. So that's the only reason why I'm saying that. Okay? But there's all kinds of phobias, guys. Okay? From the most simplest things to more advanced things. Like some people have phobias of certain type of animals. Like you have a fear of certain type of animals and different things. And some animals can just be scary. Why? Because they're big and they're freaking dangerous. You know what I'm saying? They're meant to be in the wild. So, they're not really anything to play with like that. So why wouldn't you be afraid of them? But a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, things stem from a past life. Okay? And I'll have to share my past life deck with you all sometimes. I did a past life reading a while back or whatever, but the past life deck actually talks about a lot of things, like all those type of things from your past life. Like it's possible for you to have unrequited love from a past life, and that person comes back in your life in this lifetime or whatever. And like a lot of people don't know that. Like you get in a relationship with somebody and say you really care about that person, you really love that person, but it just didn't work out and different things like that, and whatever the situation may have been, that person may have been in your life in a past life, and they could have been anybody in your past life, but it was an unrequited love situation that came back in your life as an unrequited love situation. Okay? Or it could have been someone who was the love of your life in a past life or something, and say they passed away, and you always had this love in your heart for them, and they come back in your life in this lifetime, and then they leave you again. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, guys, long story short, a lot of things that we go through in our current lives, sometimes if it don't stem from something traumatic or dramatic that has happened in our childhood or in our life in some point in our current life, then 9 times out of 10 it stems from our past life. That's all I'm saying, guys. Okay, so let's move forward here. Okay, so to clarify hidden birth in childhood with the Tower card, we have sudden wealth here. Okay, so like I said, there was a lot of money that was paid for you. You were either sold for a lot of money, either way it go, there was a large amount of money exchanged for you. Okay? However this took place, for some of you all who are resonating with this, you could have been stolen, you could have been abducted, you could have been kidnapped, but you could have actually been sold. Okay? Some of you may have been given up for adoption and then you were sold. Some of you may have been sold as a child bride. Some of you, you know what I'm saying? It happens in different ways. You understand what I'm saying? But there was at some point in time, it's like either somebody was paid a lot of money for you, or either way. Somebody either received a lot of money for you, or somebody paid a lot of money for you. Okay? With this sudden wealth here. Okay? But you were a child at the time. Okay? And something very tragic, with this Tower here, there was tragedy that struck after this or during this. Okay? And this was all hidden. And during your, this is your hidden birth, this is your hidden childhood. Okay? To clarify, release the past and cold-blooded killer, we have official person. Now, whoever this official person is, this is somebody who works for the government. Okay, this is somebody who's in power, somebody who's in authority. Now, this could be law enforcement, or this could be all the way up to military, or this could be in any branch, any level of government. But this is somebody who holds a particular skill set, a particular position, title, or role. Okay, someone is in power, in authority, leadership, a master ruler or something. Okay. This is sitting here with release the past. Either there's an official person that's going to come to you and give you this information, release some type of information to you about your past and what happened in your childhood, or either this person, this cold-blooded killer who thought they killed you or tried to kill you, or either this person who sold you is a cold-blooded killer and is official person. This person is connected to you some type of way. This could be someone who is a real parent of yours, who is a cold-blooded killer, as well as they are a high-ranking official person. And this person either receives some type of sudden wealth for you or something, or either this cold-blooded killer, this official person who's a cold-blooded killer, is the person who did something to hurt or harm you and thought that they killed you. Okay? Or like I said at first, there could also be an official person. If this information is coming to you by someone, this could also be being provided to you, like I said, by an official person bringing you this information. To clarify, backstabbers trying to cover up what they did to you, we have here family room. If you can see here, this family room is empty. For some of you, the family that you grew up with is not your real family. This official person who is this cold-blooded killer could be your real family, who has been absent from your life. This person who received some type of sudden wealth for you. Because this family room is sitting here with the pizza card, which talks about the sex rings and human trafficking here. Also sit here with the backstabbers is trying to cover up what they did to you, okay? So, you obviously grew up with someone. Individuals that you thought were your family. They could not be your real family. However, for some of you all, they may be your real family. And your real family betrayed you. Your real family, whoever your guardians were or what have you, they accepted money and sold you. They allowed you to be pimped out, to be passed around, to be prostituted, to be trafficked. Okay? But these backstabbers are trying to cover up what they did to you. Okay? The satanic ritual abuse, the trafficking, the abductions, the sex rings, the child abuse, all of that. To clarify, evildoers in disguise and time is money, we have lovers. This is sick. These evildoers in disguise that paid all this money for you, with lovers being here, you need to understand the lovers don't have anything to do with actual love. It literally has to come out with other things for it to actually be real love. This is sex. This is the reason why you see two naked people on here making out. You were sold as a sex slave. These people with this big money, whoever this lover or love, this says lovers. This is plural. More than one. We're paying to use you sexually. To clarify, human traffickers and the devil, we have here mature woman. Now I got This threw me for a loop. Because I got two different energies with this, y'all. One, you were trafficked by there was a mature woman. You were trafficked by a mature woman for some of you. Who's chained to the devil. For others of you, a mature woman allowed you to be trafficked. This could be a mature woman in your family. This would be like a grandparent or something. Because this person was a mature woman when you were a child. Okay? This person comes out as a mature woman. This is somebody who was over the age of 40 when you were a child. You understand? And I picked up both energies. You could have been trafficked back and forth from these evildoers in disguise who were paying these money to have sex with you, and you were trafficked by a woman. But there's also a mature woman who either you were raised by or in your family that allowed you to be trafficked. Okay, guys. This person also could have been the one who left you out in the cold. So, because to clarify, left out in the cold and dead body found by a large body of water, we have the coffin card. One of these times that you were with these evildoers in disguise, they hurt you so bad they thought that they killed you. This person, this mature woman, trafficked you and dumped you somewhere. They thought you were dead. They thought you were dead. But obviously, if you're listening to this, you didn't die. Okay? Okay, guys. To clarify hidden birth in childhood, we have here hope. You were hurt really bad when you were a child here. Somebody could have, not only, you see this like this brace or something on this person's back, around this person's neck or something, how this person is slumped over like this. And it's interesting because you see this person, this is water that this person is surrounded by. These people will hurt you, allow you to be hurt for a large amount of money. But the other interesting thing about this card, you see this blindfold that's supposed to be over this person's eyes. I know it's kind of dim in here, but if you look very closely, these people think that this blindfold is over your eyes, but you actually can see this person's eyes up under that blindfold. That means that you've seen everything that was being done. Who did it to you? Who you were around? What was what? Everything that was going on. As a child, you were treated like a prisoner. You could have been held somewhere. You have hope and you have prison here. So it was like you were imprisoned as a child, being used and abused. To clarify, release the past, we have fortune and we have lovers here. There was a large amount of money that was paid for these people that's being referred to as lovers to have their way with you sexually. And that was either with this official person who is a cold-blooded killer, Or either this official person is a parent of yours, who's a cold-blooded killer, who was being paid fortunes, sudden wealth, to allow these lovers, these evildoers in disguise, to have their way with you. This person could have sold you like some type of flat rate could have been made for you to have you, and that's when something tragic could have taken place, but they thought you were dead. To clarify, backstabbers trying to cover up what they did to you, we have scholar here, as well as we have Lord here. Now you need to understand, a scholar is somebody who is very smart, who is academically excelled, who has degrees, someone who is knowledgeable, someone who is educated, someone who is a specialist in a certain study. And lords are persons in power, persons in authority, persons of influence, structure, leadership, organization, masters and rulers. So not only do you have a scholar and persons in power and authority, as well as family who allowed you to be satanically, ritualistically abused, for you to be trafficked. You endured a lot of child abuse. A lot of things happened to you. To clarify, evildoers in disguise, we have here enemy and we have pleasure seekers. Look at this enemy card. You see this person? This person has a weapon in their hand. This person would use something to abuse you. Maybe to force themselves on you, or to force you to obey. A pleasure seeker is someone who's sneaky, freaky, and creepy. Someone who do things for their own amusement, their own enjoyment, their own liking, their own ill will, their own benefit, their own desire, because they want to, because it makes them feel good. Okay? Also, in spirit is saying these evildoers in disguise, they're the enemy. I feel like these are very wealthy persons as well. These are persons in power. These are persons with a lot of money. You see these men here? These good old boys? These all Americans? This is what they're into. This is what they spend their wealth on. This is what they do. To clarify human traffickers, we have both journey as well as the merchant card here. Now, the journey card talks about trips, travels, okay, journeys. And each one of these cards, you see the land here, you see the water back here. Remember when I told you this person abandoned you? The body of water. Once again, you see the land here, you see the water, you see that boat. Somebody could have paid a large amount of money for you, and you were supposed to be shipped. I feel like abuse was already happening to you, but somebody, I feel like, paid a very large amount of money to have you. And you were supposed to be shipped to this person, but I don't think you ever made it. Something tragic happened, and that's when somebody thought that they killed you and they abandoned you. They left you out in the cold. The merchant card here, this says the merchant card by definition is a person or company who deals with foreign countries in wholesale and trade. And this is the reason why you see this man standing here with all these goods and supplies and things, and waiting on this boat to come over and pick up these goods and supplies. Well, in this situation where journey and merchant, this is trafficking. This evil, demonic, sinister, mature woman allowed you to be human trafficked. Took you and delivered you to be shipped elsewhere. And that's when something happened. You were attacked or something happened to you, and they thought that they killed you. And they could have thrown you overboard, but you could have been left in a body of water, but you were left out in the cold. And look at this. You see this man out here? And it looks like he's fishing. He's got this net. He's down in this water, and he pulls this net up. And you see the 3 little fish in here. There could have been somebody who was out fishing, out surfing. You know, it just depends on the body of water that it was. And they found you. You wasn't dead. You wasn't dead. You were left for dead. Because we also have the death card here. See the surprise? This person thought you were dead. They thought that they had found a dead body. But you were alive. You're listening to me today, you're alive, obviously. Okay? That's what's going on here, y'all. As a child, your hidden birth, your hidden childhood, you were trapped in fear while you endured all this pain. And you were in solitude. You were in prison and you were in solitude. You were to yourself, you're by yourself. You could be an introvert. You could be a loner right now. You're used to it. You may not even understand why. But you were literally trained as a child to be that way. You were always left that way. Except for when you were being used and passed around. We have disruption here. This disruption card is like the tower card in a traditional tarot deck on this release the past here, okay? There was some type of disruption. This man sacrificed you. Whoever this official person is, it's a cold-blooded killer. You were sacrificed. You see this person here? Do you see this is a body of water here? I'm telling you, you were left in a body of water here. Okay? You were sacrificed. And there's more than one way to sacrifice a person. But you were sacrificed. Okay? To clarify, the backstabbers trying to cover up what they did to you, we have temptation here. This is like the devil card in a traditional tarot deck. These people are chained to the devil. They're evil, they're wicked, they're sinister, they're demonic. Okay? They're under contract. They sold their soul. They sold out to the satanic powers that be. And they're all in on the plots, the plans, and the schemes. Right now to these days, these people could be targeting you, gang stalking you, harassing you, illegally invading and violating you, mistreating you, discriminating against you, hateful towards you, because they're chained to the devil. They're trying to cover up what they did to you. These evildoers in disguise with the big money, these lovers, the enemy, these pleasure seekers, they're authority figures. They're persons in power. They're persons in authority, Spirit is saying. To clarify human traffickers, we have shadows. You see this person here was meeting up with this person here? Something was going on late at night in the wee hours of the morning when you were being trafficked back and forth to and from. Clarified, left out in the cold, we have transformation. This is like seeing the death card in a traditional tarot deck. This person looks deceased, right? Somebody left you for dead. By all accounts, you're supposed to be dead. But you didn't die. You could have just been knocked unconscious, but you came back. Or you could have actually died, but you came back. And they could have tried several more times throughout your life to kill you while they have targeted you. Considering the fact of all these professional people and powerful people and authority figures who are involved in this, there's no doubt in my mind you could have been chipped and implanted for the government to keep up with you. You were definitely brainwashed and put under mind control. You probably, since you endured satanic ritual abuse, you probably went through not only MK Ultra mind control, you could have been programmed with beta sex kitten programming. You could have been gone through monarch programming or something. There could have been certain triggers. There's certain altars created in you. Certain persons could have had access to your sex programming to say or do certain things to trigger your sex programming. But they thought they killed you. And the government has been watching you your entire life. Because they never wanted you to wake up. And they surely never wanted you to speak out about such a thing, about what they have done to you your entire life. But even when it comes to targeting a person, even when it comes to these psychological operations, these COINTELPRO operations, these microwave weapons, these directed energy weapons, all of this, these electromagnetic frequencies and pulses in the mind control and the brainwashing and all these things. You could have also been put on psychiatric drugs when you were a child as well. Psychiatric drugs messes up the mind as well. You can actually give somebody psychiatric drugs who isn't psychotic or have any mental disability, and it will create a mental disability in them. Because it alters the state of mind. Those drugs are created to alter the state of mind. Certain drugs can be given to make you forget. This is how they this is the reason why the industry, actually, but most people, I probably shouldn't say this, most people may not even be aware, but trauma has been used for a long time to create some of the best artists you've ever seen. These people are tortured and abused in some of the worst ways. And then there's things that is done to them that either smooth make them forget about it or just shove to the back of their mind. So they keep on being abused. You ever notice? Take an artist, take a singer for instance. You ever notice that you might not hear from a singer for a while, and then you will hear that this particular singer or something has gone through some type of traumatic experience of some type of abuse or divorce or major breakup, and it was really hard for them, and all of a sudden they come out with a hit that hits the top of the charts and shit. Trauma has been used to create some of the best artists that you have ever seen. All kinds of trauma. It's been going on well before even slavery. This is the reason why they use sex as punishment. Raping a person, beating a person, depriving a person of sleep, depriving a person of water, depriving a person of food, torturous things to a person. Even in these gruesome interrogations that goes on with spies and different things like that. these the shit that goes on behind the scenes would like really frighten you. Waterboarding is actually real. It's where you forcibly drown a person so they're damn near dead, and you pull them up briefly, steady asking them questions over and over and over again. You're trying to get answers out, and you drown them again. All kinds of things. They've used electric shock torture. They've used all different type of drugs. They've been doing this for the longest. All branches of government, FBI, CIA, military, all kinds of people. And it's across the world. It's not even just a United States thing. Use all type of torture tactics. They also use trauma. They use trauma to create some of the they use trauma to create assassins. They use trauma to create spies. They use trauma to create some of the best soldiers that's front of the line, boots on the ground, and war and different things like that. This is how these individuals are able to go over here and kill without conscience and all other kinds of things. It's all done with trauma. So when you see your favorite artists, they're so beautiful and they're so handsome, and they have on the best latest attire and clothes and shoes, and their makeup is flawless and their hair is flawless, and this, that, and other. You have absolutely no idea. And then you see him perform, and it's like it's just flawless. You got absolutely no idea the trauma that they endure behind the scenes that you don't see to make them that good. Also, for those of you who may feel like you are resonating with this reading, especially if you feel like the family that you grew up around, if they mistreated you, they abandoned you, they left you out, they neglected you, you were treated like the black sheep, you were treated like the scapegoat and the outcast, you know, any of those feelings you ever had, there's certain things that you can look for. One, you don't look like these people. Two, if you know, everybody else seemed well knitted together and you're the only one who's isolated and rejected and left out. Three, if you're anything like myself, there are no childhood pictures of me. There are no pictures of me from my infancy to my school age years. I've never seen any pictures of me between my infancy and when I started kindergarten. When I started, kindergarten or first grade. Also, if there's things that you can remember, so there's subtle things that you can remember. I remember at one point in time in my life when I was very young, when I was like, this was by the time I was school age. I remember being that little girl was cross-eyed. Today, I have 20/20 vision. I've had 20/20 vision my entire life since then. And it was so interesting because back then, if you had like Medicaid, they had the most hideous glasses anybody could ever see. You know, the old school glasses, they was big, round shaped, and they had the boldest colors that you can find. They wasn't like the cute little frames and different things. They, you know, it's so much more stylish, different, you know, more of a choice that you can get now and stuff like that or whatever. And I'll never forget, I had a red pair and I had a blue pair. And it's like those glasses, they just magically broke or disappeared. That little girl that I remember back then not only was cross-eyed, but had glasses. And I even remember the place that I went to, because I'll never forget this place, because this place looked like a house. But it was supposed to be some type of like eye place where you go and I'll never forget it. I didn't wear glasses anymore. So was that me? Was I replaced? Because I have 20/20 vision. I kid you not. Never worn glasses ever again. Okay? So is there something like that, things like that that you can remember? And somehow it's just like not with you anymore? They're like totally don't exist anymore? Strange occurrences like that are things that you can think back on that may trigger something else for you to remember something else. There's a lot of, there's different little instances like that in my own personal life. I'm telling you all these things to give you an example to help you remember different little things. But nobody ever had a picture of me, and I thought it was so weird because every mother had pictures of their child. I still have pictures to this day of every year of my daughter's life, from her infancy to when she was a toddler to, like, you know, when she first started working, her first birthday, you know, all the way up to how old she is now. Like, what mother? I can understand, you know, distant family and other people and different things like that. What mother don't have pictures of their infant child? Also, I'm gonna tell you another thing. When I was growing on my own at a very early age. Okay? When I got to that age where I was growing on my own, the woman that was supposed to be my mother, she absolutely refused. I had to go and file for my own Social Security card and my own birth certificate. You know what I'm saying? When your kids get to, you know, 18, they get to the point where they're grown, they're on their own, and different things, you give them their credentials. These are things that they need to start work. You need these things to go to work. You have to show identification. And this person absolutely refused. Either she did not have it, or she refused to give me the original copies. But she refused. And I literally had to go to Vital Records and pay to get a copy of myself. It's different little things like that you think back on in your childhood. And it don't have to be the exact same, but it's those things. I remember when I was in Cheyenne, Wyoming, there used to be different little things. That's supposed to be, mother used to try to traumatize me with water as well. And it's no coincidence that I'm a water sign. They used to try to use water as some type of trigger or trauma or something for me. And I was staying on the base at that time, the military base. And she literally had practically let me drown. I'll never forget it. But that's wasn't what I was getting ready to say. What's interesting is, guys, not that situation, but what's interesting is when I was in Wyoming, the other things that I told you about, like, I did not have to wear glasses. I did not wear glasses until I came back to Arkansas. Now, when I was 6 years old, I was put on a plane by myself and I was sent back. I was shipped from Cheyenne, Wyoming back to Arkansas. Okay? And I know it was when I was 6 because it was right after my supposed sister was born. And our ages is 6 years apart, but our birthdays is 2 weeks apart. Okay? And she had not long been born after I was shipped off. Okay? And so when she was born, I had just turned 6, 2 weeks prior to her being born. Okay? So it wasn't long after that that I was shipped off. But the reason why I bring this up is because I did not wear glasses when I was in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I was trafficked from Cheyenne, Wyoming. Supposed to be straight from Cheyenne, Wyoming to Arkansas. I did not come straight to Arkansas. I was trafficked elsewhere. There was other things that was done to me. By the time I got to Arkansas, but with what they gave me, they can also give you things to lapse time. You ever lose time? You ever think it's one day, and I mean you up on it, you getting up doing whatever you got to do every day, and all of a sudden, and you think it's one day, you think it's one time, and it's a total another day, and it's a total another time. It's like you missing a whole day that just like disappeared. Okay, they can give you certain things to totally, kill time. Like you think you have gone. This is just, something has happened in one day. You could be totally missing for a certain length of time, days, weeks, months, or whatever. They can give you something to make you forget all of that, and you think everything that happened in one day, the last thing you remember, you was here, and now you're here. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't until I came back to Arkansas that all of a sudden I had the crossed eyes and I had to wear glasses. That was the other thing that was like very significant. So it's different things like that, guys. Just think back on strange insignificance that didn't have, nobody provided any explanations for. Okay? When you were a child. And it's not going to be what I have endured. I'm giving you all these things as an example of my life and the things I endured, how jacked up my life was. But it's good. It may be different things for you. Okay? And there's like so much more that I can tell you all. But it's going to be those little things that you went through in life and you may have thought in the moment, you may have been enduring this or enduring that, or it seemed unfortunate or sad or whatever, but life don't stop. You go on. You know what I'm saying? You get over it, you go on, whatever. But if you think about it now, those are pieces of the puzzle, of your life that could be missing. Okay? Those are those things. Okay? Those moments in the matrix, possibly, that you're not supposed to remember. Okay? That could mean something more. Okay? So this is why I'm telling you all these things. So, and this is for those of you all who's resonating with this reading, with this message. If you think that you have endured things like this, or even whether you can remember bits and pieces of things, or rather, or even if you cannot, there are certain other things that you probably displaced as like, oh, it's an insignificant nothing, that could actually be a big factor of something that, your mind totally disregarded when you were younger because that's what you were trying to do. You understand what I'm saying? Now it can mean something totally different. Okay? So guys, we're going to wrap this reading up. This went on a little longer than I expected. We're going to see if Spirit has any other messages. There's a lot of jealousy, envy, hatred, spitefulness towards you from other people. These people have caused conflicts in your life. They're in competition with you. They've purposely caused annoyances in your life and done things to cause you burdens, hardships, problematic situations, cause you to feel overwhelmed in your life here. Yeah, because of these secret things, these hidden things that they didn't want out, that they didn't want you to know, that they didn't want you to remember. But this moon is illuminated. All the things are secret and it's hidden. Okay? Spirit, clarify this hidden birth and childhood for us, please. So I see the Seven of Swords. It's very interesting. Look at these kids. See these kids here? You had angel watching over you even as a kid. The Seven of Swords, this talks about deception, manipulations, lying, cheating, stealing, sneaking and creeping around, trying to get away with something. You were stolen. You were taken as a child. Traumatic things happened to you. You endured a lot. Spirit, what is this release the past? What is this release of the past? What is this release of the past here? So we have the Ten of Cups. This has to do with family. This official person who's a cold-blooded killer. This person, something tragic happening in your family. You could also, there could also be something that's being released. You could be finding out this information. This person could have been responsible for giving you away, selling you. Multitude of things here. Spirit, clarify the backstabbers trying to cover up what they did to you. Yeah. These people collaborated together for the purposes of money with the Three of Earth here. But we also have the Emperors. Okay? Persons in power, authority. This says organization, leadership, structure here. These are these evildoers in disguise. People high up in power, very wealthy, powerful people. These people collaborated together. Your family, your supposed family, as well as wealthy, powerful people. You're traffickers. You were trafficked as a child. You were sensitive, open-hearted, but you were also intuitive. Look at this child. You could even be a water sign. See her out here in this water? I'm telling you, you were found in a body of water. You could have been abandoned in a body of water. Spirit, clarify left out in the cold. Oh, the other thing I was going to tell you all is really interesting that happened to me when I was in Wyoming. There will always be different things. There was different times that there's different things. If you've ever been groomed, gone through mind control and different things like that, there's certain things that people who we are supposed to trust are put in position, and they're working for the government, and they put these people in position, and they seem innocent and upstanding people. Okay, anything from dentists to doctors to nurses to like all kinds of people in all different kind of positions, and they put these people in these positions because they're supposed to be the trustworthy individuals in the community, but these are the very people that they use to groom, that they use to brainwash, that they use to mind control, that they use to manipulate. Okay, there was something that happened to me. So there was different times in your childhood, if you were ever taken to suspicious places randomly, forced to go to suspicious places for no good apparent reason at all, you were being sent to those places because you were being sold to those people to do certain things to you. Either these people are being allowed to do certain things to you, or yeah. So anyway, I remember in Wyoming, all of a sudden out the blue, I was told that I snored. There was another thing. I never had a problem with snoring. I was told out the blue that I snored, and my snoring was so bad that I was going to have to go into surgery and be put to sleep and get my tonsils taken out. And it was so interesting, but it like scared me to death, because I'll never forget, they was like, after you get your tonsils taken out, you can't eat. Well, the only thing that you can eat is cold things like popsicles and ice cream and anything cold until like your throat and shit healed up. Like, y'all have to understand, I was younger than 6 when this happened. Like, I was around like 5, 6, something like that. And I kid you not, I was so worried about that. But like, I feel like something happened though. For whether I snorted, I don't think I ever had a problem with snoring. But I do know it was very interesting, and angels have always been with me even when I was a kid. For whatever reason, just like the glasses situation, I stopped snoring all of a sudden out the blue. Like, I don't ever recall snoring. But if I did ever snore, it just stopped all of a sudden out the blue to keep me from going. I was not that supposed surgery to get my tonsils taken. I never did get my tonsils taken out. Okay, was something else. For me to go be abused by somebody that's supposed to be some damn professional, you know what I'm saying? To put you under and like, you know, do all the unthinkable to you and shit like that or whatever. And if I was taken anyway, there was something given to, I didn't have my tonsils taken out because I still have my tonsils, number one. Number two, if I was still forced to go, I was drugged. I was given something and to knock me out, as well as to not remember. But I still have my tonsils, so I figured I never went, because it was very interesting. It was like one day out of the blue, I'm being told that I gotta go have this surgery to have my tonsils taken out, and I won't be able to hardly swallow. I won't be able to eat, and I don't think I can eat this cold stuff or whatever. And it was so weird. It scared me to death as a kid. I'm like, but I don't even recall even going. And I still have my freaking tonsils. So I'm like, either I was drugged and given something and taken there anyway and allowed something to happen to me. But the whole tonsils being taken out thing was like just a ploy. It was like something to like, almost like to scare a child into submission or some type of shit, because like it didn't even, you know what I'm saying? To my recollection, I didn't go get my tonsils taken out. Why? Because I still have my damn tonsils. Okay? Yet again, unless I was the fuck replaced. Okay? Because you're still talking about somebody who later all of a sudden became badly cross-eyed and needed glasses, and all of a sudden not having them anymore. The tonsils, you know what I'm saying? So it's weird situations like that, guys, that if y'all can remember things like that, that seems off or strange to you, that's for a reason. Okay? That's for a reason. But that was the other thing that I was going to tell you all about, that was like, so I found so weird and so strange when I was in Wyoming. But it's those little insignificant nothings like that, well, that you think are insignificant nothings like that. And another thing, guys, I'm going to tell you too, Those of you who have ever, if you feel like you went through any of this, especially if government or anything is involved, especially if you were ever grew up in the system, okay, because I also have been in facilities, in foster homes, and it was, you know, I went through shit in those places too. Okay, so if you ever grew up in the system, okay, there's different things that these people do to you as well. Okay, so those things you can remember from too. Okay, but another thing is, if you all are identifying, are able to resonate with this reading, okay, and there are official persons involved, wealthy persons involved, government officials involved, 9 times out of 10, especially from your stemming from your childhood, 9 times out of 10 you were possibly chipped. Okay, they do a surgical procedure to implant these chips. 9 times out of 10 is done by the dentist. Okay, it can be implanted in the gums. The chips can be implanted in various different places. The gums, behind the ear, the back of the neck. There's several different places. Okay, so if you ever had to have some type of surgery where you were put to sleep, okay, there was likely things that was done to you during those times as well. Okay, if you can even remember those experiences. I'm just giving y'all examples as to how this should happen. But to clarify, left out in the code, we have both the Chariot and the Six of Cups. Okay, so while you were being trafficked, there was something that happened. Okay, the Six of Cups talks about the past, something that happened in your past. While you were being trafficked, there was something that happened. There was something that took place here. Okay, something tragic happened. Okay, somebody thought that they killed you. Somebody thought that you were dead. Somebody assaulted you, attacked you. They thought you were dead, and they dumped you. They left you out in the cold. Okay, but you were like found by someone. You were found by someone, and obviously you wasn't dead. And this is how you ended up with, especially if you come to find out you grew up with a family that really isn't your family. After you were found alive, this is how you ended up with the people that you grew up believing is your family, and they just lied to you your entire life. Okay, and didn't tell you that they were your real family and different things. Why? Because they're sellouts. Why? Because they're in the pockets of the powers that be. Why? Because they sold their soul. Why? Because they're under contracts and they took oaths. Why? Because they're being paid by the government. Okay, yeah. Also, guys, another thing, okay, that may be significant to you, if you have put forth your best foot and done everything you possibly could your entire life, okay, and it's not about having the most, okay, but if anybody who put forth an effort, you should have something. You understand what I'm saying? If everyone around you, even people who you know live carelessly, live recklessly, whether they live in sin, whether they commit crimes, whether they just live carelessly and reckless, no matter what type of lifestyle they live, even if they do none of that, if everybody around you that you grew up with, that you grew up around, have more than you, okay, and I'm not talking about in like some fancy, extravagant, over the top, better than everybody else way. You understand what I'm saying? We're talking about surface level people working to be able to obtain this, that, and other. If you have done that, yet you are in poverty, you have nothing, yet the people that you grew up around, you know what I'm saying, they have gone from living in the projects to living in middle class neighborhoods and driving nice cars, and you know, banking with you know you know, credit unions and different shit like that. These are people who are sellouts. They got that shit, and especially if they have mediocre ass jobs, that even if they had decent pay or in a few benefits, it wouldn't afford them all the extravagant things that they have. And you have nothing. That was done on purpose. Those people got that from what they were being paid to work against you. That was for a reason. They wanted to keep you blind, brainwashed, dumbed down, under mind control. They also wanted to keep you hidden. They never wanted you to know the truth. Okay? And they never wanted you to have anything. But we have the 6 of fire here and the 10 of earth here. The 6 of fire talks about success, triumph, victory, and public recognition. The 10 of earth talks about prosperity, security, tradition, and a large windfall of money. This belongs to you. And these people know it. Okay? And they either work to steal this from you, to keep you from having this. They don't want you to have success, triumph, or victory, and they don't want you to have financial stability, security, finances, money, resources either. So they've done everything in their power to have you burdened, dealing with hardships and problematic situations, have you overworked and overwhelmed, while they parade around like they living a good life off of your dime, off of what they have been paid, to keep the secret for everything that they've done to you hidden. Okay? Yeah. You may have extreme feelings and overwhelming emotions here. You may find out some type of information pertaining to this wheel, but this wheel is in the upright and it's turning in your favor here. There may be some type of messenger that comes in and speaks to you about something. I see hermit here. You could definitely be in hermit mode. Okay? But that's what's going on here, y'all. That's what's going on, guys. Okay? So I do hope that this is giving you the truth and the clarity that you were seeking pertaining to a situation that you may have dealt with, or pertaining to a situation that you may know that someone has dealt with. Okay? For those of you who would like to contact me, you can do so at tiff.diamond.36@gmail.com. If you all will be so kind to, please like, share, and subscribe. It will be greatly, greatly appreciated. I do thank you all in advance, okay, guys? If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can do so. See, these people are feeling guilt for how they sabotaged you. Yeah. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can do so. At Shine Bright Like a Diamond 36 with the underscore between each word. Okay? For those of you who are interested in donating to the channel, it is greatly, greatly appreciated. I do thank you in advance. You can do so through CASHAPP, which is $Tiff-Diamond36, or through PayPal, which is paypal.me/add36diamond, or through ZELLE, which is TiffanyZiegler60@gmail.com, or tiff.diamond.36@gmail.com. As always, guys, take care of yourself, take care of each other, but most of all, take care of your babies, honey. Remember, this is a wicked, wicked world that we live in. There is wickedness in high places, and there is evil just lurking around each and every corner, even in a neighborhood near you. So, y'all, watch your surroundings. Watch the company you keep. Watch surroundings in the company in which your children are in as well. And considering the fact that you never know when someone may betray you, backstab you, try to hurt you, or harm you, honey, keep you some protection on you. Y'all stay awake, stay aware, stay vigilant, and stay prepared, because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, baby. Until the next time, peace, love, and light. Namaste. I am that I am, created in the image of God. Okay, guys, yeah, these people tried to use control tactics on you. Yeah, these people are full of deception and temptation here. Look at this. We have family, home, and commitment here. Rejection, loss, fragmented. You were rejected, okay? These people, these backstabbers is trying to cover up what they did to you. This says detachment and cold. These people were detached and cold from you. Why? Because they was plotting, planning, and scheming behind your back, behind closed doors, okay? Spirits say they full of deception and temptation, okay? They were full of deception. They rejected you. They were detached and cold, okay? This is how these people treated you. Spirit is saying, this is how they treated you. You may even have some, when this truth and clarity come out, these people cause disharmony, triggers, as well as conflict in your life. Okay? They also try to use control tactics on you as well. They use some type of control tactics on you. You may have some of these people that, once this truth and clarity comes out, okay, that may try to weasel their way back into your life to apologize. Look at that. Contracts, careers, commitment. These people was under contract. They facade, beliefs. They put up a whole facade about their beliefs here. These people try to play pretend like they're righteous and upstanding. They're pillars of the community. Okay, they may even try to act like they're saved, sanctified, and delivered, but they're not. These are some very wicked, sinister, evil people who have done some very awful things to you in your childhood, all the way to your adulthood as well. Okay? Yeah, these people are chained to the devil. Toxicity. They're bound. They have addictive patterns of behavior. They're chained to evil. They're chained to wickedness, guys. I know we were done with the reading. I grabbed these cards last minute. Look at this. These people are regret. They're in regret for what they have done to you. Okay? Because they know that they're guilty for sabotaging you. Okay? They know that they are the cause of this storm, this unexpected storm here, this tower that has collapsed here. You were rejected by your own family, who was detached and cold, and you ended up, whoever you ended up with, they kept secrets from you, they hid things from you, they worked against you, they plotted, they planned, they schemed, behind the scenes, behind closed doors, behind your back. Somebody may try to come to you and apologize and want forgiveness. They may come to you and want to offer you something or give you something or something here. Somebody may offer you apology. This could come from anyone. Yeah, we got decisions here. These people made their decisions based off this toxicity that they're bound to here. Control, tactics, contracts here. These people put up a facade pertaining to their beliefs here. Okay, guys. This is awful. Spirit, are there any other messages? Any other messages? Speaking of messages, you could be receiving some type of messages. This talks about travel and communication. Okay? Somebody may want to bring you some type of communication or send you some type of messages. Yeah. Something fated happened in your life, though. There was some type of detour. Okay? Something fated happened. Divine intervention happened. The Most High stepped in. You were supposed to be dead and gone a long time ago. But fate happened. And you are yet alive. Okay? And these backstabbers, this is why they're trying to cover up what they did to you. They know that you know. They know that you are aware of what they did to y'all. Okay, guys? So I thank you all so much for listening and for watching. Think back over your life, okay? If you resonate with this reading, okay? think back to those, what you may have looked over, those little insignificant nothings. Okay? And see, don't they make sense now? See, aren't they puzzle pieces that fit into the story? See, doesn't that trigger some other memory? Okay? Or lapse in time, even. Okay? I thank you all so much for listening and for watching. I do apologize. I know this was a heavy message, okay? This was not meant to trigger anyone. Many of us who have gone through childhood trauma and different things, people still can be triggered sometimes, okay, when you have gone through traumatic experiences. So that was not my intentions to trigger anyone in any type of way, and if so, I greatly do apologize for that. Okay, so till the next time, guys, peace, love, and light. Namaste. I am that I am, created in the image of God.